Right, please rise for a pledge to the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence for all our military serving here and abroad and all those affected by the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger published a notice on December 10, 2021, posted on the municipal bulletin board and should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Spiller.
Here.
Councilman Ficarra.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilman Anderson.
Here.
Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Councilman Small.
Here.
And President Bauer.
Here.
I get a motion to approve the minutes from January 4th, 2022.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second. Thank
Any
you, Joe.
questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances, we'll take letter A first, which is an ordinance approving the traffic signal installation at New Brunswick Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter B is an ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic with the section of the revised ordinance of the Township of Woodbridge with regards to handicap parking. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be opened?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter B regarding Garfield Avenue and Ronald Drive. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter C, an ordinance amending Chapter 28 entitled Sewers of the revised general ordinance of the Township of Woodbridge. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be opened?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And letter D, an ordinance authorizing the subdivision of lot 35 within block 59 into 2 lots and the sale of newly created lot to the American Irish Association of Woodbridge, Inc. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter D only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Under first reading ordinances, you have listed letters E, F, and G. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on Friday, January 21st, 2022, with notice of public hearing to be held on February 1st, 2022 at 6 p.m.?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And you also have, Mr. President, before you 25 resolutions listed as numbers 1 through 25. Could I get a motion to approve them all by consent?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Mr. President.
All right, this time we'll go to our public portion of our meeting. Please state your name, part of the township or state you are from, and you have a one-time 5-minute time period. All video taking must be taken within the designated area in the rear of the room. And there will be no shouting out from your seats. Please respect each other, and please make sure all signs or posters are not blocking walkways or aisles. Thank you very much.
Any comments from the public this evening? Any public comment?
here in Fire District Number 1. We have a Fire District election coming up on Saturday, February the 19th. For those people, all voters are eligible, any voters are eligible to vote that live in the Fire District. For those that live in Woodbridge proper, you can vote at the firehouse. About 95% of Seawarn is in the first Fire District, and those people can vote at the Seawarn Public Library. Again, the election is February the 19th, Saturday, and the voting is from 2 until 9 p.m. First of all, I have to be running for commissioner in the election. It is an important election. The Fire District has approximately $10 million budget. Over the past year or so, they've had two different special elections, one that was for a bond issue of approximately $9 million. The volunteer fire company continues to look for members. All the training, the gear, and everything else is free. It's a great, very rewarding experience. You can learn a lot also after you get on the company. We have other courses that are available to you in incident command, and they're really similar to classes that you get in a university business school. And again, it's all free to you. Because of all the building that's going on, our fire district will most likely be hiring additional career firefighters in the years ahead. And if you serve as a volunteer, you can get additional points for being a volunteer that would help move you to a higher position on the civil service list to get a better chance at getting a job. If you're interested in volunteering, you can reach out for our chief, our volunteer chief, Michael Hapstack. I believe the number is 732-602-6034. If not, just ask for the chief. We're certainly happy to help you out, and we've got a number of volunteer firefighters on the council who can put you in the right direction as well. I just not to give any bad luck, but want to wish the new person who is taking over for the First Ward good luck tonight. I know it's on the council's agenda to have a vote. Obviously, it's no way that you want to get into a council position, but things need to move forward, and the law needs to be followed. If I understand it correctly, Mr. Mitchell can correct me if I'm wrong, the council will appoint tonight, but then there will still be a June primary and a November election, and then after the November election, as soon as that election is certified, that person would take over for the remainder of the term. Am I understanding correctly?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So, as you know, I ran for the seat in the primary this past year. I think I walked on every street in the First Ward, and actually I've only come across 3 people that were in favor of all of this building that we're doing in town and the apartments and these monstrosities. At the last council meeting, we were reminded that there's now planned a 4-story apartment building for where the current Ross Street School parking lot is. I attended a planning board meeting in December to hear the results of the Pearl Street. Pearl Street, for those that don't know it, is right along the train station here where James Keating Park is as well. Runs across from Main Street to Green by Griner Costello Funeral Home. I attended the public hearing. There was supposed to be the results of a planning redevelopment study for Pearl Street. Just by coincidence, I'm sure that was canceled until after the fire district election, but God forbid more apartments there. So whoever takes over on the council, I just want to say that the apartments and overdevelopment was and still is the issue, and I hope whoever joins will join the residents really in opposing these projects. Thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Gardner.
Are there any other comments this evening?
John Rotari, Woodbridge. On the same side of the fire department, I was made aware of it because I live, as you know, I got a business on 35. A lot of times that there's a fire going down, fireman truck go down the north on 35, and the turn come back and go the other way. Last couple of weeks, I taking a friend of mine to the hospital up in the overlook and coming back around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Then I realized between 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, there's a train coming across Route 35. And I believe it's not supposed to close the 35 with Rover Avenue. But those particular trains, I counted over 100 some cars, trailer cars. Is anywhere the fire department knows at what time, and there's a train coming through across the Route 35 to know that those sort of fire trucks go to from Avenel or vice versa. Is are they made aware of it?
I don't think they're made aware of it, Mr. Batarik, but on the south side of the railroad tracks of Route 35 is Woodbridge Fire District. I think when they did draw the lines way back when, the north side is Avenel District 5, and that's why the district was split that way. So if a train is there, the Avenel gets dispatched, and if it's the south side, Woodbridge get dispatched. And me being a volunteer myself and being in the fire company, in the fire service, when they do need mutual aid, Fords and Casey come down Route 9 will be able to cover the north side or the south side. So we have the lines split that way because of the trains. So there's fire protection on both sides of those tracks, no matter what, if there's a train or not there.
The way you said it, they don't know that until the fire truck gets there. Is there any way ahead of the time to know the train is coming through before the fire trucks get
No,
there?
because any address, if you call from the north side of those tracks, it's got to be dispatched to Avenel District 5.
Right.
If Geo tabs to the south side of those tracks, you can get it Woodbridge.
Okay, but they would know. Let somebody calls them from fire, there's a fire in Avenel, and they call for help, or vice versa. Does a fire department in Avenel or Woodbridge knows there's at the same time that train is coming through?
Not aware of the train schedule,
No.
but again,
I believe they have a schedule when they're coming through.
I mean, I've been in fire service 20 years, I don't think it has been an issue.
Well, I don't live in Ford, so Woodbridge will be a different, different town.
It's not a commuter line where it's running, every hour.
Council President.
Well, it's not
Yes.
every hour, but it's a critical. They
Excuse me.
go, it takes up to
Spiller?
10 minutes before they go through, over 10 minutes.
Councilman Spiller?
Excuse me. Thank you, Council President. Obviously, we've all encountered this Avenel, Port Reading, Woodbridge with the trains. Thankful to the administration. We've gone out numerous times, reached out to the administration at Conrail. No, they're not required to notify us. And even if they did, we've all seen that train. We've all talked about it. The gentleman next to myself, me, has talked about it. The mayor administration. The trains come, they stop, they switch at the switcher. So they could tell us we're going to come at 3 o'clock. They're going to be there at 3 o'clock. They get delayed. Now it becomes 3:30, which is right at school dismissal. It's been an issue for us. The mayor, the administration, legal has talked to Conrail regarding that, as well as other Conrail issues, but no, they're not required.
Thank you, Councilman Spiller.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Batarik.
are there any other comments this evening from the public? Hearing no other comment, can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion. Second.
In favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll go right into the agenda.
Council President,
Yes.
would you mind if I just corrected one thing Mr. Gardner said? He said that the downtown development is causing the hiring of new fire officials in Woodbridge Township. That is not accurate. In fact, he asked the president of the fire company in a meeting that exact question, Jack Kenny. Jack told him, no, that has nothing to do with the new development. We were hiring 4 new fire department employees anyway. There is no way that 7 buildings downtown would require the hiring of 4 additional police officers. And despite his attempt to falsely claim that that is the reason why they are being hired, it is not. They're being hired because, like every fire department, there's less and less volunteers in Woodbridge and in everywhere else in Woodbridge Township and the county and the state and probably the country. There's less and less volunteers, and that is why there are more fire officials being hired full-time. It's not due to the development. He was told that, and still he repeated a falsehood at this meeting. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Mayor. So this time we'll go into our agendas. My item number 7, Ford's, Casey, and Hopeland Fire Companies. All our second ward fire companies consisting of Casey, Ford's, and Hopeland held their installation ceremonies and paramedic and business officers swearing in on a Saturday, New Year's Day. Congratulations to all the new incoming chiefs, officers. I'd like to wish them all a safe, healthy, and happy New Year. And this is back to what Mr. Gardner said too. All our local fire districts are always seeking volunteer firefighters. One must be at least 18 years old, and all training is free. This is a great stepping stone for those who are seeking a career opportunity in firefighting or those who would just like to get back to their communities. You can contact me at 732-887-9796 for any further assistance. Also, this new strain of COVID-19 is highly contagious and is spreading throughout our community. We encourage all individuals to get vaccinated and get their boosters. Most importantly, if you feel sick, stay at home. U.S. Congress designated January as Cervical Health Awareness Month. More than 13,000 women in this United States are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year. During January, the National Cervical Cancer Coalition works with many chapters across the country to highlight issues related to cervical cancer, HPV disease, and the importance of early detection and prevention. I just to thank all our first responders, our essential employees, for their hard work and dedication to our community during this ongoing pandemic. God bless them and God bless America. That's all I have. Council Vice President Vaccaro.
Thank you, Council President. Moving up the agenda here, I wasn't quite ready, but number one on my agenda, the Woodbridge Community Center and also the club at Woodbridge. During the month of January, the Community Center has the opportunity for non-members to stop by and use the facility with a 3-day pass, give you a little feel for what's going on over there. They also waive the joiner's fee for the month of January, so it's a nice opportunity. Also having some discussions with the folks over there. If you're a member of any kind of organization in town, or private or not-for-profit, the community center has some great seminar and workshop space there and services there, and it is available. You can call over there or check on their website for all activities at the community center, njwcc.com. I mentioned at the last meeting that the ice skating rink over at the club opened up, and that was a nice victory for Woodbridge over Marlboro, I believe. And it's a beautiful facility and expands the capability of that community of skaters, which also has a positive influence on the economy of our town. So congratulations to all the folks over at the club. Moving down to my last item on the COVID, Council President Bauer did bring most of this up, but this past week we distributed 60 child doses, that's ages 5 to 11, and 311 doses for the adults. We have a clinic on the 20th for adults, but it's fully booked, so I won't talk about that. But on the 25th from 4 to 6 p.m., it's the child's clinic, 5 to 11, and there are spaces available. On the 27th, it's the adult clinic, and it's 1 to 6 p.m. And again, that's there are spaces available. The CDC and the New Jersey Department of Health have released some new updates on quarantine. If you're not having any of the symptoms, they've cut it down to 5 days with 5 days of the mask. But that's going to vary depending on what situation you're looking at, if it's work-related, if it's school-related. I noticed today that in the world of athletics, they're still keeping student-athletes out for 10 days, even if they are symptom-free. So you could check our website to follow up on all things COVID. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Small.
Thank you, Council President. Number 8 on my agenda, our senior transportation. I urge our seniors in town to take advantage of this program. It's a wonderful program to get you around to either food shop or doctor's offices. So many of our seniors take advantage of this program now, and I urge our seniors to get involved. If you need transportation, the number is 732-726-2394. That's all I have on my agenda. I just want to thank all our firefighters, police officers, and EMS in Woodbridge Township for a terrific job they do, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeJesus.
Thank you, Council President. Item number 10 on my agenda, library news. One of the largest free genealogy websites, FamilySearch.org, holds a massive global collection of records. Join the Woodbridge Main Library in person on January 25th at 7 p.m. for a program led by genealogist Laura Cubbage-Draper as she guides us through the site, as well as provide search tips and techniques for navigation of the resources. This is free, so you don't have to pay the Ancestry.com or the 23andMe fee. This is actually free. Again, that's January 25th at 7 p.m. at the Woodbridge Main Library. Also, join Woodbridge Public Library virtually on January 27th at 7 p.m. for Pay for College Without Going Broke, to explore the complex world of need-based and merit-based financial aid. Parents and students will learn strategies for lowering their EFC, expected family contribution, the new FAFSA rules, and tips for optimizing college admissions and scholarships. For the two young people sitting up here from JFK, please. Again, that's January 27th at 7 p.m. Your parents will appreciate it. Another service for students in Brainfuse Help Now, an online tutoring service that will connect township students with tutors between the hours of 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Again, that is Brainfuse Help Now. It is an online tutoring service. It is free. Visit the library website at www.woodbridgelibrary.org. Thank you. That is all that I have. Oh, one more thing. Girls softball, item 13, girls sports. Woodbridge Township Recreation Department presents girls youth softball, one township, one league. Outdoor recreational girls softball registration begins online. It began online on January 12th. It is for girls from kindergarten to 9th grade. It is $50 for Woodbridge Township residents. Again, visit the recreation office or call 732-596-4048. That is all that I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilman Spiller.
Thank you, Council President Bauer. Item number 2, Avenel Arts Village. All of our residents should have gotten this nice fancy flyer in the mail with APAC's schedule for the upcoming months. This January is full of laughs as we spotlight some of the area's best comedians. For a full list of shows, please visit www.avenelarts.com or dial the box office at 732-314-0500. As a reminder, curtains every Wednesday is Karaoke Wednesday, and come on out on Thursdays for Trivia Thursdays. You can see all the great events and specials Curtains has to offer at www.curtainsrestaurant.com. Item number 7, I'm pleased to announce that the Morris Properties at the former Woodbridge Developmental Site has gone vertical. Walls should be complete by February with roofing and flooring to commence, weather permitting. That phase should be done by April. And just to refresh, that'll be a 1.2 million square foot warehouse on the vacant, abandoned Woodbridge Developmental Center site. Item number 8, Avenel Fire Department. I'd like to congratulate 2022 Chief Frank Strain and his officers, and 2022 Fire Company President Chris Naroda and his executive board on being sworn in for 2022. And I'd like to thank ex-Chief Ayman El-Bayar for his leadership and command during the years of 2020, 2021. We know those 2 years, there's a lot of going on, so appreciate it. The rest of my agenda is order. Council President, thank you to all our emergency responders, fire, EMS, our Woodbridge Police Department, CERT, and all of our public works and township employees. God bless America. Thank you, Council President Bell.
Thank you. Councilwoman Meehan.
Thank you, Council President. This week, we kicked off our annual Have a Heart Food Drive. The Have a Heart Food Drive challenges township businesses, community associations, schools, and residents to donate 214 pounds of food or contribute $214 to assist Woodbridge Township food pantries and help them continue to provide food and meals to less fortunate residents. The 2022 Have a Heart Food Drive ends on Valentine's Day, February 14th. The need for food in our community has more than doubled since the pandemic hit. Our food pantries went from serving 600 families a month to now over 1,400 families. No one should ever have to go to bed hungry, so we make it our mission in Woodbridge to provide people with food and necessities they need. The Have a Heart Food Drive is coordinated by Peter Barcelona, Chairman of We Feed Woodbridge Food Committee. All you need to do is call Peter at 732-855-0600 and tell him where and when to pick up the donation, and we will have volunteers come to your location. Or if you'd like to make a monetary donation, you can make a check out to We Feed and send it over to the Health Department at 2 George Frederick Plaza, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 07095. We always think about donations during the holidays, but hunger really has no season, so we need them through the winter. That's when our food pantries are the lowest. And I just want to thank everybody. 2 weeks ago, there was a terrible fire in Colonia where the family lost everything. Luckily, the family escaped with their two of 4 of their dogs. 2 of the dogs at first were missing, but the firemen continued to look for the dogs, and 4 hours later, the dogs were found sick, but they were able to pull through. They spent about a week in the veterinarian hospital with oxygen, and they are home now with the rest of their family. I just want to thank everybody that donated a gift card and monetary donations to the family for the family themselves and also for the care of their dogs, which was very expensive. Once again, the generosity of the community was overwhelming, and I just want to thank everybody. Everybody always seems to come together when there's a tragedy in Woodbridge Township, and for that I'm so grateful, and it is amazing to see. Also, I'd like to thank the Clooney Fire Department and to all the fire departments and police officers that were on the scene that night, that braved the freezing weathers that evening to help battle the fire and keep the other homes from catching fire. Theirs is not an easy job, especially during these winter months. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
if I could just chime in a second. What Councilwoman Meehan just spoke about in regards to that fire and the pets, what she failed to mention was that she took the 2 dogs to the emergency vet and also rounded up the donations over $6,000 for their treatment for the week. So I know Debbie don't. I'd just like to embarrass my
Thank you.
fellow council member, but all the good she does for this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Councilman Anderson.
Thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to thank the council on behalf of the WTYRC for their funding for the athletic recreation programs in town. Going down to our job bank, on our website, if you go into the township website and look under local employment opportunities, there is a child care job fair coming up on January 29th, and that is from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that is a virtual event. There's also positions that are being hired for Woodbridge Township residents that are available from Robert Wood Johnson, UPS. We're still presently looking for crossing guards. Positions are available, especially as our students are going back to school. They will need somebody to walk them or help them cross the street. And I do want to mention that the New York, New Jersey Port Authority is hiring, and you could go to jointheportauthority.com. Regarding the Mayor's Trophy, I would like to congratulate the Colonia boys and girls middle school basketball teams for winning their championships this past week. The boys team and the girls team were undefeated this year. For the Hall of Fame, I don't have anything, but I do want to recognize some people that are in the audience today. We have Mr. and Mrs. McAuliffe. They are the only couple that are married, our only married couple in the Athletic Hall of Fame for Woodbridge Township Hall of Fame. So you're a Hall of Fame couple, right? Okay. Going down to item number 8, the NAACP, you can go to naacp.org, and our local Perth Amboy chapter holds their meetings every Thursday. They are doing, every third Thursday of the month, and they are doing their meetings virtually. I will be posting that on my social media where you could get into that page. Sometimes the time changes. We had the Martin Luther King virtual event yesterday. Unfortunately, it was our second time we had to do this virtually, but it was done flawlessly. And I would like to thank Mr. Haggerty, our TV 35 director, Lee Beckerman, Joe Fernandez and Aaron Zerpolo, Mayor McCormick, Speaker Coughlin. I see our director of our HRC, Glenn Morgan, is in the audience. He was one of our speakers. Stefan Lally, he's usually here at the meetings, but I don't know if he's here tonight, but he was a great speaker. Phil Hall from the Independent Club, and Reverend Neva Lawson from Seawarren First Baptist Church. It was a great event, and we've been hearing a lot of positive feedback. When we're unfortunately confined to doing things virtually, it is nice to know that we're able to still have outreach to the community for such an important day. And I just want to thank TV 35, Mr. Haggerty, and the staff and the council for supporting that venue. That's all I have today.
Thank you. Councilman Patel.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mitch.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple items. Number 1, letters A through F. I continue to work with the police department on some liquor license transfers, corporate structure approvals, and an application in this case for a new license. I fully expect to have at least 2 of them before you at our next meeting for approval. I will drop down to number 6, which is the rewarding resetting of the ward boundaries, which I've explained before is a necessity to review after each census. The Board of Ward Commissioners, as I've made you aware, is I was pleased to adopt revisions last week, which I've shared with every one of you. I thank both political parties in Woodbridge for their input, if any. This charts the course for the next 10 years. So that is going to be noted. And finally, the council vacancy with the passing of late Councilwoman Nancy Drum. As you're aware, the WDO had to submit to me names of 3 people for your consideration for replacements for her position up until the certification of November's general election in 2022. I received a letter signed by their chair and recommending 3 names of Sharon McAuliffe, Jay Barcelona, and Robert Minkler. With that said, if you're inclined to do so, I'm prepared with a resolution to approve tonight one of those names if you have consensus. Otherwise, that's all I have. So at this time, if you'd like, if anybody wants to make a motion, I will entertain a motion to appoint a vacancy.
Mr. Mitch, Council President, thanks to the Democratic Organization for their 3 nominations for the First Ward Council position. Thank you to Jay and Rob for putting themselves out there and having their interest and dedication. It's an honor for me to nominate Sharon McAuliffe for the First Ward Council position. Sharon is a lifelong resident of Woodbridge Township and, like her best friend Nancy Drum, has a strong tie to the Woodbridge Fire Department through her father Tom and their family. She is a local business owner with a long history of support for local charities and township events. She was Nancy's best friend and confidant. She regularly attended township functions with Nancy. I believe her skills and experience will serve her well as councilwoman in the First Ward. Thank you, Mr. Mitch, Council President.
Thank you. Is there a second on that nomination?
Mr. Mitch, Council President, I would like to second that nomination. I first would like to thank the Woodbridge Democratic Organization for their coordination around this unfortunate reason on why we have to come together at this time, but I would also like to thank Rob and Jay for being very worthy candidates for this position. Mr. Mitch, I would like to second the nomination of Ms. Sharon McAuliffe. Anybody who has spent any real time in the Woodbridge proper section of town at some point came to know Sharon McAuliffe as the owner of Not Just Bagels. Living on this side of town for 20 years, I became a daily customer of Sharon's when she first opened in 2003. In fact, during my time here, there isn't one business or business owner I spent more time with than Sharon. Sharon's passion for our downtown business district, our schools, our children, and the neighborhoods in general is amazing. I would often find myself engaged in fascinating conversations about our town and ideas Sharon had thought of. So much so that I would often find myself running late to my next appointment, or worse yet, bringing food back to my family. Sharon's generosity to the community was second to none, as she would continuously donate food to the various organizations, clubs, and schools without question, and she was also a great employer. In fact, she employed my daughter Olivia in her first job and gave her the real-life supportive experience every parent should hope for their child to have. Sharon knows what a successful business Sharon knows what it takes to be a successful business owner because she listened to her customer base. She communicated and she rang the bell every morning to meet the demands of the community. As my lineage in my council seat traces back to my former teacher, Mrs. Osborne, who succeeded her husband, who unfortunately passed, Mr. Osborne, who was also my athletic director, I find it fitting that Sharon is now in a similar position to replace her best friend and our beloved councilmate, Nancy Drum. Sharon learned early on from Nancy what it took to be a public servant. I was part of many conversations between the two of them when it came to the First Ward, and I have no doubt that Sharon McAuliffe's prepared to carry the torch in honor of her friend, to represent all of the residents of the First Ward and Woodbridge Township as a whole. It is my honor to second the nomination of Sharon McAuliffe for First Ward Councilperson.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have any other nominations to fill the vacancy? Any other nominations? Considering this resolution number 26, appointing Sharon McAuliffe to fill the vacancy in the First Ward. Can I get a motion to approve a resolution?
Motion.
Second?
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. We will bear faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. We will faithfully, impartially, and justly enforce all the laws and perform all the duties of the office of First Ward Councilwoman according to the best of your ability, so help you God. Mr. President, that ends my agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon, would you like to make a comment?
Yes.
When you're ready.
First, I'd like to thank my fellow councilmates for selecting me among the 3 nominated names and entrusting me to serve the First Ward as council representative. I'd like to thank the Mayor McCormick and his administration, Carolyn Ehrlich, Vita Simaluka, John Mitch, John Haggerty, and each of the township directors. Wow. This is an unexpected road I'm about to travel. Being best friends with Nancy, we shared many of the same values, and now being voted in as councilwoman is the greatest honor I could have in her memory. Nancy made an amazing impact on so many of our lives and loved this town. I will do my best to follow her vision to serve the constituents of Woodbridge and Seawarren. I look forward to working alongside my councilmates, the administration, and all the departments within the township to carry on Nancy's legacy while developing my own path to serve my constituents. Lastly, thank you to my family, friends, Democratic committee members, and constituents who supported and congratulated me on becoming the First Ward Councilwoman. I'm so honored to be part of the Woodbridge Township team. Thank you.
Sharon, congratulations and best wishes as you take on the responsibility of the First Ward Councilwoman. You being such a close friend to the late Councilwoman Nancy Drum, I can't think of anyone better suited to follow in her footsteps and add her own incredible value, hard work, and determination to that seat. We trust you will work hard for the residents of the First Ward and all the residents of Woodbridge Township. Welcome aboard. We all look forward with working with you for the success of this great town. Again, congratulations on this new appointment. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Does any other mayor councilmates have anything to say? Well, anybody else have anything to say?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President. Sharon, just listening to the nomination and a second by Councilman Ficarra and Councilman Anderson, everything true to the fact. I mean, being involved myself with so many organizations, I know how much you gave back to the community. I used to say, you know, this girl's working 12 hours a day in a bagel shop, and she's donating to every fire company, first aid squad, PTO, Girl Scouts, everybody. You never said no, and that's just a testament of who you are. So I wish you the very best, and you're going to be very successful, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to make a statement?
I can't talk long, but I know Nancy would be looking down right now and be very proud of her friend, and we welcome you aboard. I know you're going to do great things, and we have a great team, and we're glad you're a part of it.
Thank you.
Councilman Stewart?
Thank you, Council President. Sharon, congratulations to you and your family. I've had the pleasure to work with you on so many different endeavors, and I look forward to working you as a fellow councilmate. You're going to have the ability to create your own vision, but at the same time continues Nancy's vision, and that's incredible. On a side note, on Christmas morning, I don't know, I think the only thing that was better to my kids' Christmas gifts was when I surprised them with your bagels on Christmas morning. So, but congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman DeJesus?
Sharon, welcome aboard. I couldn't think of anybody that's better suited to sit next to me. I know Nancy, like Debbie said, is looking down and she's proud. We're here for you. I don't think, you know, I echo everyone's sentiment. I don't think that there's nothing that you didn't do for all of Woodbridge Township. You always said yes, no matter what we asked of you. So welcome aboard. I'm sure that you will be great, and, you know, we have your back.
Thank you.
Councilman Patel?
Yeah, we know, I think we are going to miss Nancy, but I think you're the best, I think, replacement. I have known you for also many years. I would like to wish you congratulations, wishing you all the best. And you are having a great time, and we are going to enjoy the company, you know. Thank you. Good luck.
Do I dare suggest I have an opening at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning we can meet?
You gotta bring bagels, though.
We'll get a pass.
Suggest away.
Okay, we're going to be moving on. Deputy Director Iske.
Thank you, Council President. On my agenda, I have one handicap parking space to add and one handicap parking space to delete. That's all I have.
Thank you. Director Darden?
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Director Brew?
Thank you, Council President. My agenda's in order.
Thank you. Business Administrator Zimuluka?
Thank you, Council President. I want to congratulate the Councilwoman. The weight of this administration is behind you, and we're here to support you and wish you the best of luck. With that, I have several items on my agenda. For next meeting, I have a Sustainable Jersey grant. I have a Chapter 159 STEP grant. I have a Chapter 159 body armor. I have a tax and sewer overpayment, 100% disabled veteran, a county tax appeal, and an amendment to the shared services agreement with the Avenel Fire Department for accounting services. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Legal?
We don't have anything this evening, Council President, but I would just like to take a second to add my congratulations to Sharon and welcome her to this committee. I think We all wish that Nancy were here, and I know there's no one sadder about her not being here than you, but we all know you and have had the great privilege of seeing you in action around the community for so many years. As a businesswoman, as somebody who cares about the community, who's somebody who's involved day in and day out, we know you have all of the character that it takes to be an extraordinary council person, and we're fortunate to have you, and I'm proud to be able to be up here on the dais with you. Thank you, congratulations. Nothing this evening, Council President.
Mayor McCormick.
Thank you, Council President. Sharon, I miss seeing you every morning for the last couple of years. I miss your sausage, egg, and extra cheese on the cinnamon raisin bagel with 2 Dyer raspberry Snapples every morning. I've seen you in action. As Brian said, at all the events, where's the bagels from? Not just bagels. Where's the food from? Not just bagels. It's what you do for this community is amazing. I want to congratulate Hugh Drum. I think the fact that he was here tonight with you as you were getting sworn in with your family speaks volumes about the support that the Drum family will have for you taking over Nancy's spot. Nancy's irreplaceable, let's face it. There's nobody was better at what she did. She was the glue of the council. She helped people. That was what she loved doing, is helping people. And you saw that, and you experienced that with her. And if just a little bit of that rubs off on you and you do part of the job that she did for the next several years, which is what I'm hoping you have, and I'm sure you will, you'll be fantastic. So congratulations.
Motion for adjournment?
Second.